So I watched this video by Bang Snap called YouTube Has a Moderation Problem, and it really connected the dots for me. The gist of the story is that she uploaded a video that got falsely taken down by one of YouTube's AI mods, and it caused her entire channel to be terminated, literally overnight. She didn't even get a channel strike, or 3, I guess, but instead her whole channel was just wiped off of the face of the earth. And you'll never believe what caused this. Surely it had to be horrific to warrant a full-fledged termination, right? Well, it turns out that it was just a segment where she knocked over her microphone, but in some strange way, this clip was flagged as a violation of the children's safety policy, which I know is fucking ridiculous. I think it's safe to say that this was likely an action taken by AI, since no human being with a functioning brain would take any of the actions on display here, but this assumption opens up a whole other can of worms, so we'll get into that in a second. The biggest issue is that when she went to appeal the termination, she was hit with what appears to be an automated response that pretty much just told her she's shit out of luck. The message clearly states, after manually reviewing your video, which to me means that YouTube is claiming a real person watched the flag segment and concluded that it was against the child safety policy, which gives us a couple of options. Either A, this is an automated response and nobody watched the video, so YouTube's lying, or B, some brain-dead employee watched the video and concluded that it was inappropriate for YouTube. I'm more inclined to believe that it was a bot, being that surely no person in a moderator role is that fucking stupid, but there is a chance that some foreign YouTube mod watched it without understanding their actions or the video. Now, the glaring issue with this is that instead of reaching a real person who could see that her video didn't violate TOS, she reached what again seems to be a bot, telling her that there's nothing they can do about it, El Bozo, Skibidi, 5 big booms. Luckily for her, she was able to get her channel reinstated, but that does not negate the fact that this should never have happened or been possible in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand that YouTube is a gigantic platform with millions of videos being uploaded daily, and they obviously need to moderate the site, but to meet the demand, they'd need to hire an outrageous amount of employees. I get that. The knee-jerk reaction is to use AI to moderate, and while that's good in theory, AI is dog shit at this point in time. Like utter dog shit. What's even worse than channels being wrongfully terminated is the fact that porn is running rampant on YouTube. See, there are small exceptions for nudity allowed on YouTube. Content that is educational, artistic, scientific, or falls under another category. These are loopholes that creators have been exploiting in disgusting ways. For example, the guy who was using Nair on his butthole and posting it to YouTube, claiming it's educational. Frankly, I don't think that's a tutorial anyone truly needed or asked for. Children could have still seen it if they lied about their age or used a parent's account. And this guy's got so many other scarring videos that it's basically impossible that a kid hasn't stumbled across one of them. One could argue that it's on the parents to moderate what their child is watching, and I mostly agree, but I don't think that most parents think about the fact that there's a guy making tutorials on how to clean your butthole on this website. So, yeah, there's that. And if you thought the Nair guy was bad, here's more examples, lightning round style. Alrighty, first up we've got some female anatomy, nude photography, and some guy with his Johnson out. Not gonna show most of his channel because, frankly, it's disturbing, but there's a lot of gay shit on there, if you're interested. Next up, we've got TikTok no bra bouncing, which is a very peculiar search that is now in my history, but it's literally just tits. Following that up, we dive into some music videos where we see Ice Spice shaking her ass in every music video, and we accompany this with, that's right, you guessed it, the WAP music video, where we get even more female anatomy, except for this time it's a little less scientific, I will admit. And finally, one that will knock your socks off, or maybe your bra off, Wheeler Walker Puss in Boots, which again is literally just tits. That concludes the lightning round. Now those were just a few examples, but if you hop on Reddit, you can find entire subreddits dedicated to finding nudity on YouTube. And I'll spare your eyes the horrors I've faced in the creation of this video, but trust me, if you want to find porn on YouTube, you really don't have to look all that hard. And this creates many, many issues. For one, as I touched on just a second ago, children can easily be exposed to nudity, despite the fact that YouTube publicly states that they do not allow explicit content meant to be sexually gratifying. Now, that's a hard rule to enforce in the first place, but if that rule were enforced 100% of the time, in a perfect world, it would be a lot harder for kids to stumble across sexual or nude videos. Obviously, that rule is very poorly enforced, so kids have some pretty weird shit at their fingertips, like moaning audios. I don't see how that's artistic expression or educational. But the conclusion I'm trying to draw for you is that YouTube has such shitty moderation that it allows full-on porn on their website, but it terminates channels and takes down videos for absolutely no reason? Make it make sense. The double standard, I just don't fucking get it. Imagine you work an office job and you go into work one day, where you're immediately called into your boss's office. You sit down and he tells you that you're fired for, guess what? Taking Milton's stapler, which you refute by telling your boss to check the cameras. He not only checks the cameras and sees that you didn't steal Milton's stapler, but he also continues to fire you. For what? Fuck if I know. That's a completely comparable situation to the YouTube one. If you rely on YouTube as a means of making money, then your livelihood is in the hands of a fucking bot, who at any moment might just take your channel down because you stole Milton's stapler. Not to mention that the ads are just as bad as the videos. There is zero moderation for ads on this goddamn website, and I keep getting an ad for a website where I can get Viagra, which is a little insulting, I'm gonna admit, but that's tamer than half the shit others have found on here. Like, look at this. I know. I also keep getting an ad for this episode knockoff game where some bully tells this kid that he's gonna have a way with his girl if he doesn't beat him in a fight. And I find it nuts that these ads are potentially being seen by children. If I'm getting that story game ad on a Turkey Tom video, then where else is it being seen? And I know it may seem like I'm throwing a tantrum over nothing, but I think this is a pretty fair gripe to have with YouTube. This isn't just some small issue or something that happened once. Grade A Under A made videos talking about this exact thing 9 years ago, and more recently, Soggy Cereal, the Mr. Beast guy, whatever, made a video addressing everything that I'm talking about right now. I Am Lucid posted a video about a year ago, and oh, would you look at that? There's a tutorial right under his video of how to find adult videos on YouTube. That's real classy. And going back to what I was talking about earlier, I just searched NSFW on YouTube, trying to find some more channels talking about this, and I didn't have to scroll far to see Team Spirit, Fuck the Beach, with a really fucked up looking lady who has God knows what coming out of her Holy shit, what is this? Okay, I need to close this. I need to purge my fucking watch history and search history. I think I've had my fill of the internet. But the moral of the story is, be careful if you depend on YouTube for an income. Your job is in the hands of R2-D2 and Muhammad over there in Bangladesh. Goodbye.